What's up, party people? Citizen Vigilante. I don't know if you've watched it yet. If you're wondering how is this going to relate to comic books, I'm going to tell you. So, I was talking to my wife about this. I don't know if you've seen the movie. It's about a vigilante who goes on a rampage and kills a bunch of migrants that were raping and pillaging the land down in South Africa. So originally I thought the movie was going to be in Germany because Germany banned it, but it's not. It's in South Africa. And it's actually an American who's not even a citizen of South Africa, but he's in South Africa because his dad died and left him all these properties. So it's an American that brings American West justice to South Africa. That's, I guess, the premise. So Germany bans it, and it was more to do with the rating system. They wouldn't give it a rating, so they couldn't play it at the movie theaters. So that's how they got around banning it. They really just said, we can't give it a rating, and then none of the movie theaters in Germany could actually play it. So it didn't really get banned, it just didn't get rated. But because of that, Elon Musk shares it on X. What's the official number? I just saw 10 million views in 2 days. Or is it more than that? It wasn't in the billions, was it? I don't think so. I don't think we have that many people in the world. Anyways, like 10 million views in the first 2 days alone. So that's the movie, and if you haven't watched it, I'm sure you will. It's not that well written. It's not even that well acted. It looks like a low-budget B movie. But I think it pulls on a lot of heartstrings for people all over the world, on both sides. So it's a commentary on society today and the issues that people are dealing with. Now, for those that are younger, I want to bring you back to the 1970s, and now we're going to get into the comic books. Batman, Spider-Man, they didn't kill people. They were good guys. Superman, they didn't kill the bad guys. Something happened in the 70s. Guardian Angels started being created in New York City. Why? Because the lawlessness on the streets. People were getting raped and beat and robbed in the subways, specifically the subways in New York City. So a group of volunteers got together called the Guardian Angels, and they're still in play today, and protected the subways. And it started off with originally just 13 people, and then it grew and grew and grew. But if you look at the movies of the 1970s, you had Dirty Harry. This was not your traditional cop movie. This was the first time the cops went rogue and just started killing the bad guys. And I wish I would have remembered the other guy's name who was in New York City, the guy with the little mustache, and he did the Vigilante. He did like 4 or 5 of them. There was like Vigilante 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I just lost the name. Rock Hudson? Jeez, what's his name? Not Rock Hudson. Anyways, a tough guy. And so Dirty Harry was on the West Coast. This other guy was in New York City, and they were both vigilantes. So again, crime in the city, wackos going crazy, no one's dealing with it. So these vigilante movies came out and became real popular in the 70s. Why? Lawlessness, corruption in the police system, supposedly, lack of justice. And you might be seeing some of those elements today, depending on your view on it. But in the 70s, this idea of vigilantism became popular. People wanted someone to fight back. Like I said, the Hell's Angels were created, the 2 movies were created. So guess what was created in the 70s for comic books? Punisher and Wolverine. These guys didn't care. They were vigilantes. They were willing to kill the bad guys. Prior to that, you didn't have that. Prior to that, you had all the X-Men people who were wanting to be good guys. And then Wolverine shows up and he's like, I'm sick of this. I'm just going to kill him. And we loved it. We, meaning all the kids. Maybe even the teenagers, adults. Anyways, us kids, Generation X, growing up in the 80s, we were into, punk, we were into rock, not rock, but mosh pits and just violence. And Rambo came out, and Vengeance came out, and those were the movies that we liked. We, meaning the kids, maybe the adults, but the characters, Wolverine, Punisher, and there was probably more but they were the anti-hero. That's when I believe the whole anti-hero story started. We wanted heroes to then not just arrest and send to jail. We wanted them to kill the bad guys. We meaning the kids. So I was 10 years old in 1980, and somehow we were very attracted to kill the bad guy, which is kind of a sad commentary on our generation, but it is what it is. And then the movie started in the 80s, and all the big tough guys going around, just killing all the bad guys, and RoboCop killing a lot of bad guys. I think RoboCop won the award for most people killed in a movie or something like that. So a lot of guns, a lot of death. So this idea of vigilantism, this idea of the courts are not providing justice, so we are going to provide justice. We also believed that we also had less regard for life, so we believed just kill them and get rid of the problem. Them meaning maybe the stories in the comic books, but I think to some extent the movies, real life, started to see a change in society that we didn't just want to lock away these people or figure out some long, lengthy court battle while they were in prison, costing the government hundreds of thousands of dollars every year, taking 20, 30 years to get to death row. So there's a lot of those arguments. So what I see going on right now, this is the most popular Punisher has been ever. All the comic books are going through the roof. That's my wife, beautiful wife in the background, tolerating me and my comic book stuff. But we're seeing Lobo. Everybody loves him. We can't wait till the R-rated Lobo comes out. We can't wait till he's a bad guy. Tell you the truth, never really read his story, so I don't know if he's an anti-hero as well. I haven't seen the new movie yet. We have a small movie theater in our area, so it hasn't gotten here yet. So Punisher and Wolverine are really popular right now. And Wolverine's been popular for a while. There was few movies that were done over the last 30 years. They weren't great. They weren't blockbusters. Maybe they weren't written very well. Maybe they weren't directed very well. Maybe they weren't acted very well. But this next Punisher movie that's going to come out is going to blow the doors off. The last Wolverine movie, Hugh Jackman's back for another, 10, 20 years, they said. His character was great, but some of the movies were silly written, when Sony, they didn't do the greatest job. Anyways, what I'm saying is we are in this new environment where there's a lack of justice. Some people would say, I'm not even picking a side, but I would say there's some people who are saying there's a lack of justice. And there's some people that are saying, do away with all police. Well, you do away with all police and judges, and then justice goes out the window. So there's a lot of people on one side that says we need to get rid of the police, that the police are bad and corrupt. And then there's the other side that says we're losing justice. And you're seeing this rise in people wanting to see movies and comic books with Punisher and Wolverine and other anti-heroes that are okay with just killing the bad guy. You see this movie come out, Citizen Vengeance, blows up. It just hit all the topic points. Does anybody know of a comic book line that's dealing with these same kind of issues that Citizen Vigilante? If anyone knows, there's a play on Citizen Kane, which was the big movie that came out in 1929, Citizen Vigilante. So they're really playing on one of the greatest movies of all time in Citizen Kane, which was almost 100 years ago now. So Citizen Vigilante, 100 years after one of the best movies of all time, supposedly. So we see the characters in the comic books coming out. We see the movies coming out. Alan Richardson. We've gone full circle. We're back to 80s Terminator. Everybody likes the Alan Richardson just beating the crap out of everybody, We're back. Nobody wants the Tom Cruise guys. We want the big guys that just beat the bad guys up. We, meaning society. These comic books are getting popular. The movies are getting popular. we have this societal event going on in the background where there's clash of what's the word? Not customs, but I forgot. Cultures. There's classes of cultures. There's religious wars going on. And religious meaning religion is like the underpinning of the arguments and the fights going on. And I think that this movie is just coming at the right time. Right meaning it's blowing up. I don't think it would have blown up like this 10 years ago. One, the society issues weren't there. Two, would they have been banned 10 years ago? Maybe, maybe not. Movies and comic books have always written to deal with issues in society that other people weren't dealing with. Comic books started because they could do it easily in an issue or two or a series, and then movies would follow. And this is a hot topic, and everybody in the world is wondering how you deal with all these cultures that are clashing in every country. And this movie comes out, blows up, it was banned. What is next? What is next for the comic book community? I'm going to make a guess and say there's going to be, I haven't been watching Absolute Batman. You tell me, is Absolute Batman killing the bad guys now? Because if he is, that would fall into this same whole new thing. Because that, the old Batman wouldn't do that. Is the new Absolute Batman, is he really providing street level justice and killing the bad guys? I'd love to know that. Obviously, you can't kill a lot of the bad guys because you have to be bad guys forever. But someone tell me, is Absolute Batman a different kind of Batman who's okay with killing? Very curious about that. Got a little alarm going off. But I was going to say, I think there's going to be more and more comic books, more and more movies. We have yet to see a new Wolverine-only movie. All we saw was Deadpool and Wolverine, and that was in the TVA world where they're on a different world and all that. Everybody's looking forward. ASM 129 is on the top of all charts. Everyone's looking forward to a street-level Punisher movie that just destroys the bad guys. And we've seen the movies that have come out that we've liked. We've seen the TV shows. Daredevil, he doesn't kill. And that's why we like Punisher, because he is willing to kill. And I just think it's an interesting commentary on what is going on in society. This happened in the 70s. For those people that are much younger than me, I'm trying to bring that out, that this happened in the 70s. And that's what created Wolverine and Punisher and Rambo and this kind of justice that just kills the bad guy. And now I think we're seeing a full circle back to it. And I think we're going to see more comic books written for it. I think we're going to be seeing more movies and TV shows that pull from that. Everybody wants more R-rated stuff. We want Batman, the Dark Knight. We want someone that destroys the bad guy. We want Lobo R-rated. Now, I'm not sure what that means, if he kills the bad guys or if he is a bad guy, because I'm not that close to his character. But it seems like that is a trend that is going to grow. What do you guys think? Tell me about Absolute Batman. I'm going to go do some research now to see if Absolute Batman is falling into this whole subject that I'm bringing up, because that would be very interesting. Anyways, happy hunting, guys. Take care.